So we're on the road finally, and yeah, we're like 2 down with probably like about 12 to go, maybe 13. I think there was about 15 on today, so yeah, I mean, bit of a disaster in the end, but you just got to take everything into consideration at times with it, and sometimes you just got to, like my mother used to always say to me, use your initiative, she used to say, and I never use that word anymore. That's why it took me a bit to get it out, but like, yeah, that's what she used to always say. And she used to, the example was to just, when, like for instance, we have a customer that has a few customers actually, but there's one on the roster right now, and we've had him for, we've had the family as customers for the past 25 years, out in the western area, Western and Chapman and that, and they have a tendency to just have a person to order the bread for them, but that person forgets to put the fucking order in, and then I get backlash from the owners of the business. They say, oh well, what happened? And I go, oh, such and such didn't put an order in for any bread. And then so on days like this when they forgot yesterday and they did, and they wanted more than what I brought for them, because I brought them some anyway, but I never bring them way too much, you know. I always bring them an amount that will only just get them by and no more, because you know, you just don't want that. So they're only going to get a small order, but nonetheless that puts strain on the bakery, right? And because nobody knows about it, nobody made it, I'm just taking it anyway. Do you see what I mean? If you get my, I think only anyone that would sort of be involved in bakeries would kind of know what I'm getting at. But yeah, so that's gone down today as well, sort of like 22 loaves right there, and you know, put a bit of a kind of hole in the bakery, if you will, as far as the bread department goes. There wasn't a great deal left back there at the shop this morning, but they'll be fine, because you know, Danny and my sister is there, so they'll have it sorted. You know, they make specialty bread and all that sort of stuff on the Saturday anyway. So he's made like cheese rolls and big, like, you know, high top tank loaves anyway, so for the weekend. And one guy in particular said, you know, can I get an olive loaf just before I left, and that's one that we haven't done for a little while. And if you like olives, our olive loaf certainly slaps, that's for real, when it is around. But you know, olives ain't cheap, so it's just not a cheap loaf of bread by any means. Alright guys, I'll catch you around.